Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Today's gonna be one of those days that if you somebody deserves a kick in the rear end, it will. And it's kind of like this video was way overdue, talking about particularly about the divine masculine energies. Talking about if you see the post is there, it's the ignorance. We're all guilty of ignorance. If you're not guilty of ignorance, then you have to look more deeply inside of you about the ignorance. But the most ignorance is about ignorance of your higher self. And it doesn't matter of what is going on in your life. It doesn't matter what is really going on. The real truth is inside of you, as always is been in there. If you're ignoring people outside of your life, then there is ignorance inside of your life. That is applies to everybody, including this guy here that's talking to you about this. And today I want to be talking about more about these situations because I found some a lot of disturbing things, which is those are within the new energies we're talking about. There is going to be some situations and things that I'm going to bring in the next few days. If you guys don't have any topic about the chat, I'm going to be bringing in those things and I'm going to be kicking our higher end because we need this higher end. We need all these powerful energies, but we also need to have the internal peace inside of us. That internal peace that actually leads us into this powerful, beautiful bliss that we are struggling. But in order you to have that internal peace, you gotta get to work. Sitting on your rear end and ignoring the things that you need to do as a divine human being, you ain't gonna receive that peace. Telling you from now on. But you have to find that peace inside of you first. So you can know what are you fighting for within yourself. What do you do within yourself? And on both sides of the feminine and the masculine energies, this is going to be happening in the next month or so. Maybe some people are going to watch this video a few times in order to get the points that I'm talking about. And with that being said, I want to be to recognize the people that are here. Sorry if you're coming too hot on you, but the topic is hot because it is about people to be go ahead and pulled out, people to be pulled out of all this. But if you pull five people will pull five people. That is going to be what? That's going to be 30 people saved. Those 30 people pull five people, that's going to be 150. Those 150 pull five people, that's going to be a 700 and something. That's what we're looking for. We all started with you. All started with you. So, Grande, thank you for coming in. Christian, hey, brother. We had a great talk. I love that talk in there. And Erica, thank you for coming in. Pallavi, thank you for being here. Lorianne, thank you for being here. Probably there's going to be some more people coming in into the chat, which is going to be good, going to be great. Let's have some great discussions. And please, when you have anything to say, add, or you want to share your experience here in the chat, please do. This is that's what the chat is all about. And if I miss something, if my chant is blown, remind me about it because, things happens in that case. So today we're going to be talking about the difference within you. Talking about the difference within your higher self and the lower self when they are fighting. Within inside of it, with all the work that I do and I continue to working on it, I was digging in the difference between, first of all, there is quite a few differences, guys, but all leading to one thing: ignorance. The ignorance began long time ago. The ignorance began back in the Garden of Eve, ignoring God. That God says, "Don't go there." Isn't that funny? The ignorance began also when the empires that exist. Why empire rise up and culture-wise and money-wise and so on. If somebody cannot make this and they're just trying to destroy it. Self-sabotage in there instead of ignorance to look at it what the other empire did and they can build it from their own. Have their own things. Sounds familiar to you? Probably it is. So there is also a lot of things in there that you're going to be find out. But today, the topic of ignorance, that is going to be the difference between philosophy and psychology. You probably understand that philosophy, it works within your higher self. It is working from within you. And if you read what it was posted underneath in there, you find out that psychology, the mother of psychology, it is the philosophy, while the psychology is dealing with your things in your lower end. Why you are looking at within this, why you're looking at in that, most of the divine masculine energies out there, okay, they're ignorant. They're ignorant to their female energies inside, within themselves, so they can learn to be soft, they can learn to be, and this is what creates this toxicity in there. I just approved the post and someone is like, what the hell happened, with me and my twin flame? He said he wanted to come and talk, and I told him, yeah, sure, we can talk forever. And then the next day he was just all ignorant. Toxic divine masculine energies in there. You better put your rear ends in the right place, not in the front of your face, because that way, I mean, in English, that's meaning to get off your head, out of your rear end. But I'm talking about these energies that some of the people are really like this. That doesn't make you a man. When you show up that you are more powerful, you're in the control of connections and hurt feelings of a woman. That makes you a coward, not a divine masculine energies inside of you. And when we're talking about these situations in there, it is about you to understand you also to be looking at in the feminine perspective, to respect the feminine side inside of it by listening at what? Listen at your higher self. Listen at that part that you never listened. Because later on, what happens to the divine masculine energies? You go back home, you're missing the person, and you begin to cry yourself out like a feminine energy because you wounded a feminine in the real life. But then you're back home. The wounded feminine was you. You ignoring your feminine side inside of you to understand how to deal with feminine energies. And if you look at it, your philosophy point of view, inside of yourself, what your higher self is leading you, you're going to be able to fix your psychology issues. And that is it, is preach about all this. But if you sit there and you ignoring all this within your own self, every woman you're going to touch out there in the world, you're going to be not doing the right things. So doing it in this, talking about some of you, if you're a female and you're getting these divine masculine energies, like you're trying to put all this control and you're trying to get in and you're trying to, to act like a man with a man. What is your feminine energy? The man doesn't need to fight with another man. The man needs a woman. Would you go ahead and look at it? Your feminine side inside of you. Are you ignoring it, your feminine side, when you're feminine? Ignorance. The root. Down in the root in there, it's all about the ignorance. And if you read the article there that I posted on there, how the ignorance is affecting you. Go ahead and read it if you have to. Actually, I have it here. Okay? What the philosophy says about the ignorance. Not ignorance, but ignorance of the ignorance is the death of knowledge. You're ignoring your own ignorance inside. And when we're talking about spirituality in there, when you go ahead and look at it inside of philosophy, you look at it inside of all this. Okay, the difference between the philosophy and psychology is the study of fundamental nature of knowledge, reality and existence. Reality and existence. Is that sound like here and now? Are you ignoring the reality of here and now? You focus what happens in the past, or you focus what it is in the future. It's not about the reality the way it is in the existence of now, of this moment. And especially when considered as an academic discipline. Philosophy is academic discipline, guys. Psychology deals with the study of human mind. It doesn't say human soul. So when your ego goes inside of your mind, when the ego goes in there and get over your mind, you're going to have this inner fight between your ego and your soul, which is you're going to have the fight between psychology and philosophy within yourself. And this is when you have those internal fights in there. Your human mind is working on your behavior, while the philosophy is beginning to work on your wisdom from within. Philosophy is not primitive or theoretical version of psychology. It's more like a study, challenging assumptions through logic and critical analysis. It can be applied and is to a math, science, and litany to fields of study, including psychology. Psychology and philosophy share the same roots. Both study primary human beings, although one revolves around what human conditions is. So what is the truth? It is what it is. Philosophy, right? While the other tries to understand why human condition is what it is, which is psychology, and how it functions exactly, given practical context locations. Okay? What the psychology says about ignorance? Motivated ignorance can be simply defined as that people don't want to know the facts. And what kind of facts he doesn't want to know within yourself or not yourself? Let me tell you, you overcome this. You overcome these parts inside of it within you. You're really going to become with this masculine power that maintain the balance within yourself, maintain the both masculine and the feminine energies, knows when you to act properly within yourself. But that balance inside of you, that balance stays in the middle within you. That balance is what's going to lead you to the inner peace with the divine within yourself. And that inner peace within inside of yourself, it's going to tell you no more ignorance of anything. All you have to do is work within you. Yes, there could be ignorance for things that affect your inner peace. If someone comes in within a war, you're not want to go in there. You're like, my inner peace is more important than this. If you come with inner peace with yourself, I'm not going to ignore you. But if you come with war within me, because you have a war between your mind and your soul, and you're coming within me, then guess what? It's yours. It's not mine. Ignorance is the difference between knowledge and the wisdom. Exactly. You can have all the knowledge, but you're ignoring the wisdom. You can know all the psychology in there, but you're missing the philosophy that actually it is helping you to be within your mind. Because this fight, when the soul goes in and takes over within the mind, because you have spiritual mind right now. You are in the age of Aquarius. You are in these powers inside of you as a masculine energies in there. Don't be ignorant for your soul, but allow the soul to increase and work your fights. Work your fights. I was talking about in a little bit about this. Get you this paper like this. And on one side you put the fight, and the other one you put the peace. and in the sight of the peace. Is it worth the fight? Write it down, your fight issue, and ask yourself these questions. Is it worth the fight? Or it's worth to be a naturalist? And 10, if you still have a fight, can I keep my balance? And despite of all the fights around me and all the situations around me, can I keep on going with the divine going forward? That is how you actually gonna find powers of faith inside of you within the divine. Because there is nothing you can do about the fight. The only thing you can do is be in peace, not in a fight with in your own self. And talking about those energies, those things inside of you, you're gonna be learning how to remain calm during the storm, how to remain calm during the fight, how if your partner, your feminine or your partner, you two have a fight, you actually remain calm. Don't ignore your partner. Don't. Let them finish the fight within themselves. Let them be at peace because you are at peace. And then the things is gonna come in a little different in there. But look inside of you. What is the situations with psychology and philosophy there from within you? So even since Plato, when it comes to your mental life, philosophy has focused on acknowledge what is necessary for the knowledge, such as evidence, rational belief, and justified belief. Justified belief. Are you justified within yourself? Do you know what the difference it is between judgment and justice? We're going to talk about this. We're going to be talking about this. It's also it's going to be ignorance. Are you sharing or are you not sharing? Are you keeping things under the rug or you pull them out of the rug and you're sharing the load in there? What is inside of it within? Also, there is a undershare and overshare situations there. But all comes in what is you have within your soul, how you see things within. Because some of the people, when you're sharing things in there, what I found out actually, talking about personal experience, when you share things, and guess what? They're like, oh no, I don't want this. They have ignorance within them. I don't need that. But they go back after that and look at the matter within like reading the books, reading and so on and so on, while you could have told them with one sentence what they was looking for. Are you doing this from what to you? We all guilty on that. We all have to facing the truth for ourselves. But every time when you do something with your life, I got one question for you. Got ignorance? Let that sink in. Because if you find the ignorance inside of you, ignoring something, look within yourself. Okay? Because that ignorance can cost you wisdom, that ignorance can cost you a happy life, that ignorance can cost you more expensive crying at night. That ignorance can cost you so many things. All right, guys. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you get that message that you sink in because the ignorance cost lives here on earth. Ignorance destroyed more things than you can imagine if you continue and you make investigations. Ignorance destroyed empires. Ignorance created wars. Those wars, they damage people. But the peace is what we are striving for. The peace. Alright, guys? Yes. Now I can take some questions, guys, and we're going to go from there. The wiser one can be the beacon of hope, light, and stability, but fill our own cup with peace first. Exactly. That stability, these things. And you're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged really within. It's going to be challenging your old way in both sides, feminine or masculine, you can so there. But the energies currently are more focused within the masculine if they can put their crap together. And talking about all this, was looking at astrology wise, this is going to be repeating next year. Exactly the same energy is going to come in next year, guys. The feminine side is not going to be like this, but the masculine, oh yeah. Exactly around this time, all right, the next year, we're going to have the same thing. And I'm talking you here as the masculine energies towards you. So you better, work yourself today so you don't have to do it the next year. It's need this. Don't be ignorant with yourself. So beautiful topic, so important. Yes, actually, it's so important, and I'm catching up something else. We are going forward. We are going forward, and there is one thing that I'm very happy about it. There is a science if you're in the right road, and I'm getting those signs, and I'm not more excited about that. There is something is going on in there. The quantity is lowering down, but the quality rising up. Oh boy, I love that. And I really, really love that. Because that kind of improves these qualities within me that I can be used. I can go ahead and do the things that I need to do. And those new energies, those new power, those new masculine energies that getting in right now, they're available to everybody. They're not just available to the EO, or they're available to everybody. All you have to do is tapping to them, allowing to them, trust, surrender, let it go to those current energies in there. Allow the pressure to put you from this. As I say in the Astro Gravitational report today, it is to put you from this carbon to a diamond. So you can reflect the light of God within you. That is your purpose within yourself. Exactly, Grande. Oneness. It's all about oneness. It's all about oneness. And I'm so glad that some of the people here are getting it into this. They're working within themselves. They're doing the right things within them. And please, if you find something within yourself, look at yourself while doing this. What is the purpose of this? And everything is going to be coming up to you. Pallavi, as a female who was an unconscious runner, I will use the masculine energy to be more courageous, vulnerable. Exactly. Use that side to counter look at it, your female side, Pallavi, which just means that what will be if you were a male counterpart, how they will perceive you as a feminine. What do you missing as a feminine within you? And you're gonna find that to be that masculine energies, to be more courageous, actually gonna find the courage to look your feminine abandonment side within you. If you abandon your feminine side, of course. Okay, but yes, the courage, you can borrow it from the masculine energies to pass on to the courage of the feminine side within you. It's all inner work within yourself. It's all about this. And yes, vulnerability, which is honesty. Vulnerability is connecting with honesty. Say what it you have to say. Don't feel game, guilt, fear, shame, any of that crap. Okay? Just be honest. Be the truth. The more the truth you spoke out of it as the truth, the more the energies actually work with you. Because if you don't say certain things, then you have portion of these energies inside of your mind, of subconscious mind, that never comes out. So you're basically shoving things under the rug. Is there is this necessary things to talk? Great. But there is going to be an unnecessary things that you need to talk as well. But that is going to bring this correlations between the philosophy within you, which is the philosophy is more attached into spirituality. That's what the originations of philosophy is. Religion. Okay? If you see in the priests talking about your psychology problem, like psychologist, or he's talking you more about philosophical things and your correlations and relationships with God. Ask yourself this. And Grande, I love that I came across your channel. And thank you and others here. It's good. Actually, the quality of the channel is rised up, and I like that. That says one thing. We're on the right track, which is I am so. Oh, who? Downloads are coming. You guys welcome. You guys welcome. So that's what I have for you guys. If you guys have any idea about a topic, please let me know. If not, I will find out what I'm going to be getting to it. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to be doing something about more feminine side because today the divine masculine, they need this message as energies out there. They need help. And if you're feminine, you need to understand what's going on with the masculine energies. This is why I made this video today. I'm reacting to videos on the basis of the current energies. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for being here. And I want to say thank you that you rising up right now, but you're also going to rise up other people. With another words, you're going to be passing the torch. So that's what it is about. Pass the torch to the next generations and so on and so on. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Be love, and I will see you tomorrow. Christian, brother, you're welcome. And thank you for being here. Lorian, thank you. Erica, thank you, guys. Love you so much. And good love, good peace. Okay? But sometimes we all need a little bit more, I don't want to say motivations. We need a more progressive talk here. It's so nice when it's good and so on and so on. But when you soft, and that softness within the ignorance of your higher strength, you also have to look at your higher strength within yourself as talk, as a power within you. Okay. So that's all it is. Love you guys and be loved. Go Rocket.